Food in Singapore is not expensive. You just don't know where to look. With a budget of 100 Singaporean dollars, I'm headed out to visit several of the city's most famous hawker markets.
You know what? Forget about the minimum. Get 20 of these things.
From stalls serving the world's cheapest Michelin-starred meal to stalls that have been passed down for several generations, you know this food won't just be cheap, it's going to be really, really good.
Oh, you ever eat something and it makes you more hungry? I know you know what I'm talking about. That's what happened.
The first stop on our tour is the Tekka Centre, where the food is so good people are willing to fight each other over it. Seriously, these signs are hung up everywhere.
So what we have here is prawn noodles. These are egg noodles that are tossed in some sort of like chili sauce with some pork, prawns, fried shallots, and garlic, and you actually get a side of soup. So you can order this dry or a soup version. It seemed like most people were ordering the dry version. We got the dry version. You get a side of soup included for $5, right? Let me try it. It tastes like roasted chilies. Ooh, it has a very strong like seafood shell flavor. I don't really love that. Yeah, they're definitely making that soup with the shrimp shells. If boiled shrimp shells sounds appealing to you, then you'll love this soup. If it doesn't, you're not gonna love that soup. The noodles are good. I don't really like the soup, but it seems to be a very popular dish to eat in Singapore is these like stir-fried prawn noodles. So you should probably try them somewhere. If you really don't like seafood, I would say skip it. But if you like spicy seafood pork, it's worth a try. Not my favorite though.
I was hungry for redemption after this, so I gave Brittany $10 and sent her out to see what she could find.
Okay, so we wanted to try Prata. There was a place that Leonard kindly recommended to us, but they sold out. We got here too late, so we couldn't do that. I went looking for a new place to find Prata, and I found this place that had no lines. I was like, okay, we can get in and out quickly. It'll be nice. So I ordered the Prata, and he had it just like in like one of those bread loaf things. So he just pulled two out, and he was like chicken or lamb, or chicken or mutton curry, and I was like, I don't know, like I'm not ready to make a decision. And I was just like chicken. And then he like walked across the market into another stall and came back with this. So we're really trying two stalls in one today. It's a really great deal, I think. It was $6, which is kind of crazy because I think these are $2.50 and then you have to get two when you order from them. So this is $5. So I think this is just $1.
Prata, I'm gonna grab a little piece, rip it off, go in, pinch off some chicken here, dip it in the curry, straight into the face hole. That's good. The curry is pretty sweet, actually. Nice. Yeah, you can get a lot of Indian food, actually, in Singapore. Like Indian, Middle Eastern, Malaysian, Thai, Indonesian. Apparently, Singaporean people really love Japanese food, too. You get a lot of food here.
This food was good, but I don't think I'd get in a fight over it. The next place, though, I think I might.
Hello. Laksa for you, can
Yeah, laksa. The large one.
Large one?
Yeah.
White noodle or yellow noodle?
Yellow noodle, please. Yeah, for here. What we have is a bowl of laksa. This is the large portion from Asang Laksa and Prawn meat. It's right behind me. It's stall number 210 of the Tanjong Pagar. I'll put it up here so you can see it. Laksa is a soup that's made using coconut milk and like a chili paste. It's got noodles, fish cakes, tofu, eggs, a bunch of good stuff. You even have some scallops. These are like really good scallops, actually. It's hard to see through the chili and coconut, but some really good scallops in there. Good stuff. This is actually the second time I've had this. I got it once already and I did not have my camera with me, which I regretted because I was like, I'm not gonna get anything too exciting. But no, this is really good stuff. Definitely make sure you get some while you're in Singapore. So this shop has mastered this noodle over 4 generations. The guy that was working there, he's been doing it for 50 years. And his mom is actually sitting at one of the tables next to it. Of course, she's supervising, making sure he's doing well. But she's even just the 3rd generation. So this stall has been around for a long time. Trust me, they've mastered these noodles. If you try laksa in Singapore, you should try these. It's really good. When you order, you do get a choice of white or yellow noodles. I don't think the white noodles are rice noodles. I saw them. I think they're just like a flour noodle. And these are egg noodles. I've gotten the egg noodles both times. I like egg noodles. I'm sure the other ones are good though. They also add a little spoonful of chilies. You could ask them not to do this if you're not into spicy stuff, but you can mix that in. I usually kind of just leave it on the side a little cautiously. This stuff is kind of spicy. The soup itself is not as spicy as it looks. Like, it looks like it would be violently spicy. It's actually a pretty mild, like a really mild spice. I think because you've got the coconut milk as the base, it's kind of like drinking a glass of milk while eating something spicy. Like, it neutralizes it before it even kind of hits your taste buds. So you definitely get some spice, but it's not a ton. Oh, and it's $5 for this, which is a really good deal. There's even a $4 portion. I think they just leave out a few of the meat pieces and maybe the egg. It's just like, it seems similar size. Not sure the exact difference. Just get the $5 version. Make sure you leave a good tip. They're really nice. It's good stuff.
This laksa is definitely good enough to justify your trip out to the Tanjong Pagar alone, but if you're looking for something else, I also had this really delicious roasted duck rice. The only problem is, I forgot to record the outside of the stall, so I don't actually remember which one it was. It's a good thing you guys are smart, because I'm sure you're gonna figure it out. But I do remember it was $5, and it was definitely worth that. It even came with some soup that I definitely preferred over the prawn soup we had earlier. If you watched my last video, then you'll know that Hainanese chicken rice is a super popular dish to try while you're in Singapore. And to me, this is a version of that dish that uses much stronger flavors, so if you're not into mild stuff, you should try this. If you do want to try chicken rice, one of the most popular places to do that is Hainanese Chicken Rice located in the Maxwell Food Centre. They're known for their steamed chicken rice, which I did cover in depth in my last video, but what I didn't cover was their roasted chicken rice, which I'm going to be trying now.
All right, so this time we've got the roasted chicken and rice. I think honestly there's not that much of a difference. I think the chicken actually this time feels a little tougher. I don't know if that's just like this chicken or like this one specifically, or maybe it is the cooking method. It's not kind of as fall apart, like juicy. And I expected there to be a little bit stronger, like a roasted flavor, but it's pretty mild. It's still really good. I might say though that I actually think I prefer the steamed one, but you could try both. I think they actually do sell mixed ones, so you don't have to buy like entire orders of roasted or steamed. I think you can get like half and half. So if you're curious, maybe try that. But yeah, the rice is still good. It's the same rice, I think, for both. The chicken is normally served kind of like room temperature, and I guess that's actually a thing. I talked to Leonard, who we did a collab with, and he's a local in Singapore, foodie, and he was explaining that the chicken is normally served room temperature, and that's like an intentional thing. It's because they cook the chicken beforehand, and then when you let it rest for a while, juices hold in better, and you get a little bit more of the like gelatinous texture, which is desirable. So it's intentionally served room temperature, so don't be worried if you get like kind of cold chicken or whatever. It's how it's supposed to be. You'll have the best experience that way.
If eating cold chicken isn't something that you're interested in, there's plenty of other options at the Maxwell Food Centre. Lucky for us, we've only spent 30 Singaporean dollars so far, which means we've got $70 left to spend. Let's see what else we can get. It's very common to save your seat using a water bottle or a small item, so make sure you do that before you head out to get some more food.
We've got Rojak this time, which is a bunch of like roasted vegetables and some sort of like spicy, sweet, tangy sauce, a bunch of peanuts. I honestly don't really know too much about this. Brittany picked this one out, but let's try it. I have no idea what vegetable that was. I thought it was a cucumber, but it was very sweet. It's got like a very peppery spice at the end. Try a different piece. It's cold, so you get like, it's very refreshing actually. I think there's a lot of sugar in this sauce. It's really sweet actually. It's like very sweet, peanutty over some cold vegetables. And they're like fresh vegetables actually. I think when I said roasted vegetables, like that was wrong, because it's like a bunch of like crisp cucumbers and stuff. That's good. Brittany got spicy. She was warned that maybe that was a mistake and we should have gotten spicy on the side, but it's not too spicy. Like I think if you have a weak spice tolerance, yeah, I would say get it on the side. But if you're somebody who can eat spicy foods, you'll be all right. But it's got like a very like sweet, almost like dates kind of sweetness to it, where you get like,
It's still savory?
Yeah, like it's still savory. It's got like a kind of a deep, because it's got the peanuts in there, like it actually has like a really good nutty flavor too. I think this is some sort of fritter or tofu something. I don't know what that actually was, but it was like a soft crouton. They actually had a Michelin star, I guess, in 2018. I think they lost it. It's really refreshing, especially on a hot day like this.
If you're at the Maxwell Food Center looking for something a bit more filling and heavier, maybe you would prefer some braised pork and rice.
What we have here is the pork belly bowl. This was $7. So it's pork belly over rice. I got the set, so it also comes with some tofu and an egg, cucumber. I think the $5 version is just the pork belly, the rice, and the cucumber. But you can tell, like, whatever this pork belly was braised in, this sauce has a lot of star anise in it. I love star anise. Let's see. That looks good. That's really good. Yeah, I like this more than the chicken, honestly. The thing is, like, okay, for chicken and rice, that's really impressive. Pork belly tastes good, always. But this is a really good pork belly. Like, honestly, like, just don't, when you come to these places, don't just eat at only the famous places. Like, this place had no line. There's just a sweet old lady working there. Everything's in this, like, sweet soy, teriyaki, star anise, some sort of sauce. So good. I do feel like it could all be a little saltier. Minor critique. Very good, though.
After eating all this food, you might be in the mood for something sweet, and there's signs for carrot cake all over these hawker markets, but do not order this expecting a slice of cake, because what you actually get is quite different.
If you order carrot cake in Singapore, you're in for a surprise, because this is nothing like the carrot cake that you're probably used to. This is actually not a cake at all, and doesn't have carrots in it. It's radishes and eggs stir fried together. Yeah, this is carrot cake if you order it. It's not sweet. No, maybe a little sweet. It's very mushy though. It has the texture of, like, I don't even know, a bunch of soft stuff together. It's good. It's almost like, it's not rice cakes, but it feels like sauteed rice cakes. Supposedly it's called carrot cake because the white radishes look like carrots. I don't really see it. And I don't know why they're calling it cake, unless somebody really messed this thing up, cooked it in a blender. It's pretty good though. It doesn't feel like dessert at all. It's growing on me as we eat it, actually. I think that this is some sort of, like, slightly sweetened soy sauce, but it's not very salty. It's not very sweet. It's not, like, a lot of really anything, but it's good somehow. It kind of just tastes like a very delicately scrambled egg that's still very soft. You added, like, a little bit of sweetened soy sauce to it. I vibe with it. It is hot, though. No, I was already really hot. Sweating.
We've spent $46 of our $100 budget, but I plan on spending as much of it as possible, so let's head out and visit some of Singapore's more expensive hawker centers. Let's start with Hawker Chan. This is Singapore's first Michelin-starred hawker stall. In 2016, when they first received their star, the meals only cost $2.25, which made this the world's cheapest Michelin-star meal. But now, the fame has driven up prices quite a bit.
This isn't technically the stall that got the Michelin star. It's across the street. The stall is only open like lunchtime, so if you want it for dinner, you have to come to the restaurant, which is not in the market. I ordered the Char rice and the Laksa noodles. I believe that when they got the Michelin star, it was because of their roasted chicken and rice and pork and rice, so I definitely wanted to try those. It's really sweet actually and salty. It's a very simple dish, but it's delicious. All right, and then let's try the laksa. I'm gonna try the broth first. It had 2 chili peppers on the menu, but I would say it's barely 1. It's not very spicy at all. It's pretty creamy from the coconut milk broth. You can definitely tell that it's coconut milk in here too, because it's pretty sweet. I like that a lot. It tastes a lot like, you know, just like a red curry you would get in Thailand. These noodles are like, they're like little worms. They're just so short and fat. They almost look like bean sprouts, which is funny because I think there are bean sprouts in here. It's a bean sprout. And the noodles are like identical to the bean sprouts. It's good. Everything does have kind of like a fast food vibe to it though. Like the pork is, it's not very warm. Some of the pieces are kind of cold. It feels like fast food, yeah. It only took about 2 minutes to get our food. No, it's good. I feel like, I don't know if it's like Michelin worthy or anything. It was 16 Singaporean dollars for this, which is like $12 US, so that's a good deal. So they lost their star in 2020. They originally had a Michelin star, but now they just have like, they have gourmand, like Michelin recognition, which is just kind of like, they're not gonna give you a star, but it's pretty good. And I feel like even that maybe is like, I don't know, it's not. I have a feeling that there's a lot of other places that probably be more deserving of that, but We'll see.
So unfortunately, I'd say Hawker Chan is not worth the hype, but the next few places definitely deserve some hype.
Should I shave so that I have the same mustache as the guy on the money? I think I could do it. It's kind of a crusty mustache. Would be twinning. We're at Lau Pa Sat, which is the old market is what it translates to. But basically this is a 24-hour hawker market. And we were on our way back from a bar. We just went to a beautiful rooftop bar and we were craving something to eat. We happened to walk down the street, saw a lot of people eating grilled meat. It was meant to be. So we've got 5 beef skewers and 5 chicken skewers. There's a minimum of 10 skewers per order. They're 80 cents each, which means we paid 8 Singaporean dollars, about 6 US, for all these meats. And then there's a side of the sauce here. Looks like some sort of peanut sauce, but we'll see in a minute. This street specifically is Satay Street, which only opens after 7 p.m. So it seems like it is like a late night snacking, meat eating street. Let's see how it is. Oh, that hits. That hits really hard. It's like sweet, but it definitely has like a little bit of like maybe some Sichuan peppercorns in there. It has smokiness because it was grilled over charcoal. Wow. I can't even imagine what this sauce does, but it probably enhances it. So let's see. You know what? Forget about the minimum. Get 20 of these things. They're just so good. Peanut sauce is a little spicy, very peanutty. So when you dip it in, you get peanuts first, and then you taste the meat, the saltiness, the sweet meatiness, and then a little bit of spice afterwards. Oh wow, this is fantastic. This is so good. All right, this is the beef one. Let's see if the chicken's as good. A little milder. Yeah, it's as good. Beef and chicken, highly recommend. We went to Satay 14, but there's like, I think there's at least 13 others. Actually, there's a Satay 19, so there's probably at least 19 others. They're so good. Okay. I don't have anything else to say about it. We're gonna come back to this market during the day, but these are fantastic. You know, you ever eat something and it makes you more hungry? I know you know what I'm talking about. That's what happened. So we just ate 10 satay skewers, made us more hungry. Now we're gonna eat some chili oil dumplings. It's meant to be. You're gonna be excited. I stole all the sesame seeds out of the chili oil. Yeah, there was a bin of like extra chili oil with sesame seeds floating on top, and I just like skimmed it. Like, I probably shouldn't have, but there's still sesame seeds left. Don't worry, I didn't steal them all, but I did take a disproportionate amount. All right, we have steamed dumplings in Szechuan chili oil. It was $7.20. They do take card, in case you're wondering. And it is now, I think, midnight. We're eating some delicious dumplings. Ooh, dripping in oil. Wow. Wow. Yeah, these are far better than the other dumplings we had already.
Ah, that's right. I almost forgot to show you that the day before this, I went to the Chinatown Complex and I got some steamed dumplings there. But I accidentally ordered the wrong ones, so I was a little sad about it.
Steamed leek and pork dumplings. So it was $7 for 10 of them, which is kind of on the expensive side, honestly. I feel like you can get cheaper dumplings in New York, but these are very loaded. So I have high hopes. I did mean to get the spicy Szechuan ones, but accidentally ordered the regular ones. That was on me. Completely ordered these, but let me try this. They're really juicy. The leeks are like sweet almost. I do think I would probably recommend getting the spicy ones, even though I haven't had them, because I do feel like it needs a little bit of spice to it.
So if we jump back to the dumplings I'm eating at Lau Pa Sat, you'll now be able to fully appreciate why I was so excited to have some chili oil dumplings.
Worth every penny, and it's not just because it's midnight. It's not too spicy. The dumplings themselves have, a very nice porkiness to them, with sesame seed flavors coming through. Probably because I put a ton of sesames on it. Oh, it's got this nice toasty Szechuan, salty. This is what you need in your life, right here. End the video. It's over. We're done. This is it. Come to Singapore, get these dumplings, go home. But you should get the dumplings, but do other stuff in Singapore. It's worth it.
These dumplings were very good, but I can't end the video here because we still have $15 left to spend. So I returned to Lau Pa Sat the next day for the final meal of this video.
What I have here is a Hong Kong style rice, eggs, and pork with like a soy sauce over it. I put some chilies on the side because I don't know if it needs chilies or not. I want to try it first. So let's do that. Let's try it. It's like scrambled eggs, but they're kind of like a loosely scrambled egg on top of the rice. When I got it initially, the eggs were like slightly wet still. It looks like they kind of finished cooking though in the time I wasted setting up the camera. That is so good. Well, the pork is so tender that it's literally like the two other textures in this dish are rice and scrambled eggs, and the pork blends right in. Like it's literally that tender. Wow. I do think I'm gonna add a little chili to it, but just a little bit because I don't want to overwhelm everything. The chili's really smoky too. Wow, that's fantastic. This would be a good breakfast food. I don't know if that is a breakfast or not, but I would eat this for breakfast. That's my kind of eggs. Very good. So this is Nasi Lemak. This is the first hawker stall in Singapore that's maybe actually in the world that was Michelin rated for a Nasi Lemak. I've never had this dish before, so I don't have like a baseline of it, but I'm assuming this is a good version of it. Let's try it. Some chicken, get a little bit of rice. I'm gonna take a little bit of this yolk, not yoking around. It's got some kick to it though. This red sauce is pretty much just pureed chilies, I think. Ooh. Don't get this if you don't like spicy food. I think for me, I don't know, mostly just tastes like chilies. I prefer the eggs for sure. That's all I have to say about it.
I don't know about you all, but I am super impressed that we were able to get a total of 15 different dishes with just 100 Singaporean dollars. In the next episode, I'll be traveling to Kazakhstan to make a very unusual grilled cheese sandwich. So make sure you're subscribed with notifications on, and thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next one.